It's Tuesday, December 7th, 2021, and the morning edition is live. On today's show, government signs a new deal with the Cotton Bay Resort. A father given approval to lay his 4-year-old daughter to rest. A young boy spreading some holiday cheer to the elderly. And sushi hits the inner city. So let's start the morning off right. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning edition. I'm LaDawn Davis.
And I'm Desmond. You ready for Christmas?
I'm ready for Christmas,
I
Desmond.
just feel like a kid all over again. I'm counting down the hours, counting down the days, counting down the minutes.
Do you need like a trolley, like some go-karts, something? You know, like what kids use when they're excited for the holidays?
It's been an eventful year. COVID-19, tired of hearing about COVID. It's a serious issue, but just need some fun and some activity to spice up the new year, to turn it up.
You want to go to the carnival?
Everybody wants to go to the carnival. That's a big issue. Hopefully we can get some answers this morning and later this week. Also virtual John Canoe. But the most important thing, everybody's talking about local sports. As you know, it's making a comeback from COVID. Tourism numbers are up, which is a good thing. And you also did a great story on a 12-year-old boy who's giving back to his community.
Yeah, I did a story with Windsor 7th grader, Aaron Hannah. He wants to give the Persis Rogers Home for the Aged a facelift. Their washing room facilities. He wants to transform the entire washroom for the elderly there in this COVID environment. So that's exciting.
Must have been fun, right?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Also, I have got a surprise for you. I was chefing it up at a local restaurant, sushi. I made my own sushi. Could you believe it?
Really?
Yeah, I put some little conch in it, some little beef.
You actually
I know.
cooked?
Yeah, you're gonna
Beef
see
too?
it.
Conch and beef?
I made my own concoction.
Oh boy, how did that taste?
It tastes real good.
It tastes good?
All right, now sushi, as you know, is a Japanese phenomenon, but I spiced it up and infused my little Desmond
Oh, you made your own
Bahamian
thing.
side to it. We've got a great trivia. Janae is always hooking up with the best gifts. This is a nice ornament for that tree. And we've got the question here for many who are tuning in. What are the 2 other most popular names for Santa Claus? This is difficult.
I don't know.
You don't know?
No, I don't know.
502-3855 is a number that you want to call. And if you're lucky, if you can answer that question, you get this beautiful ornament supplied by Janae. They're doing a great job down there.
Awesome job, awesome job.
So what we're going to do is hit the streets, LaDawn, and find out what's happening with this morning's traffic report. Inspector Thompson joining us live. Good morning.
Good morning, Desmond. Good morning, LaDawn. And good morning, Bahamas. It's certainly a great day. It's a great day to be in the land of the living, and for that we should be grateful. I'm presently in the area of East Street South and Malcolm Road. As you can tell, traffic has already built up this morning, and it's moving at a moderate pace. I just want to say to those drivers out there, please continue to drive with due care and attention. Utilize those seatbelts and minimize any distractions in your vehicle that can cause a potential accident. Also, I want to say make sure those children are properly fastened in their child protective or booster seat. And I want to encourage the drivers out there, while you're traveling out the streets, please do not use those cell phones unless you're using those cell phones properly by way of earbuds, Bluetooth device, etc. I also want to say to the bigger vehicles, those trucks, and also those bus drivers, please continue to drive with due care and attention. You already have an advantage based on your size. There's no need to bully the other road users out here on the streets. Continue to drive out there safely. Continue to have a blessed day. And back to you in studio, LaDawn and Desmond.
Okay, Corporal Patrick Camp joining us live with traffic on the outside. Pretty good. A surface trough will continue to support pockets of unsettled weather across portions of the northwest Bahamas. Meanwhile, a ridge of high pressure north of the area will maintain gentle to moderate breezes and winds across the islands today. Boaters in the Northwest Bahamas should remain vigilant for possible water spout activity, while beachgoers in the central and southeast should exercise caution due to the risk of rip currents at east coast beaches. For the Northwest Bahamas, variably cloudiness, warm, chance of isolated showers and possible thunderstorms through tonight. For the central and southeast, partly sunny conditions, warm and breezy with a chance of a few passing showers today. Mostly fair and breezy tonight. Small craft caution remains in effect. Winds east to southeast, 15 to 20 knots over open waters. Seas 4 to 7 feet over the ocean. The daytime high 30 degrees Fahrenheit or 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Overnight low temperature 72 degrees Fahrenheit, 22 degrees Celsius. And here's a look now at your extended forecast right there for you for this week.
After an initial agreement was signed in 2015 under the Christie administration, the Davis administration inked a new heads of agreement with developers of South Eleuthera's multi-million-dollar Cotton Bay Resort on Monday. The luxury project is expected to further boost that island's economy, signaling a rebound for the local tourism product.
The Ritz-Carlton brand will be an important development for tourism in our country, and we are delighted that Cotton Bay Holdings is taking this important step in moving this development along.
It's a luxury positioning, and that's the reason why it's 90 rooms and the 60 residences that Mr. Zuleta was mentioning before. So we only have a few of those around the world, and we're very excited to be in Eleuthera. As you know, for many years we've tried to come back to the Bahamas, and now with this project it will create a lot of interest around the world.
The government has finalized talks with the country's labor union to introduce a series of reforms, including the establishment of a livable wage and an increase in the minimum wage. That announcement by Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis on Monday, as an agreement endorsed by the International Labour Organization and agreed between the government's National Tripartite Council and the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce and Employers Confederation, was signed.
This historic policy includes the adoption of the Bahamas Decent Work Country Program 2021, which the first step is today, the adoption of a national child labor policy, the ratification of ILO Convention 159 regarding vocational rehabilitation and employment for disabled persons, establishment of a National Productivity Council, enactment of legislation to establish a livable wage, and a comprehensive review of the Minimum Wage Act and an increase in the national minimum wage.
Members of the upper chamber having their say on the 2021-2022 supplementary budget on Monday. Leader of Government Business and Economic Affairs Minister, Senator the Honorable Michael Halkitis, explained that the government is reorganizing to allocate existing resources across new ministerial portfolios, while reducing allocations in some areas in order to provide funding for new priorities. He highlighted additional policies that will address hardship residents are experiencing post-Hurricane Dorian and in the midst of the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. Senator Halkitis also noted that the government plans to boost capital expenditure to 3.5% of the gross domestic product.
The government will prioritize both direct investment in public infrastructure and greater reliance on economically and fiscally sensible public-private partnerships. It's very important, Mr. Vice President, that the government is seen to be and is a significant contributor to the economy through its capital spending. For years, our capital spending has fallen short. Capital spending meaning investments in productive activities, not only your physical infrastructure, your roads, your bridges, your docks, your airport.
The Supreme Court has ruled in favor of Dion Smith, the father of the late Bella Walker. He is now able to bury his 4-year-old daughter after Bella's maternal family filed a lawsuit to do so. Bella died last month as a result of blunt force trauma and several fractures. Smith's attorney, Benjamin McKinney, says that this is the first case of its kind here in the Bahamas, and that the ruling came down after a 3-day hearing.
Sense that they have equal ranking in law under the intestacy rules. Which side of the family has the closest connection with baby Bella? And the judge sided with our argument that for her 4 years, saved for about 3 months or so that the father and his side of the family cared for her. She went to church in Grand Bahama. She went into primary school. She grew up in the neighborhood, and that was her closest connection to his side of the family.
And the country's steady drop in COVID cases holding firm with the latest dashboard showing just 3 new infections, all of them here in New Providence and all women. There have been 28 new recoveries, putting that total to 21,644. Deaths remain at 705, with another 36 still under investigation. Plans in the works for the University of the Bahamas Culinary Department in 2022. To learn more, this morning we are joined by chefs Eldred Saunders and Christina Mosley Roll, both assistant professors at the University of the Bahamas. Both of you, welcome to the Morning Edition.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I understand a new culinary degree will be offered starting in the fall of next year. Tell us a little bit about that.
Actually, with the expansion of the university courses, we were mandated to assist in expanding our classes, and hence we decided to, with various research, we decided to enroll in a pastry arts program.
And what classes can you say will be offered?
Okay, classes that will be offered will be specialty cakes, introduction to baking, chocolate production, and petit fours, yes, artisan breads, and the basic English math requirements.
And who is actually eligible, I guess, to take part in this particular program?
The professional individual can come. The homemaker is eligible. Current culinary arts students are also eligible. Anybody that's actually interested in wanting to expand their craft of the love that they have for baking and pastry arts.
And has this been in a pipeline for quite some time?
It certainly has.
Well, we have had quite, students will enroll in the culinary arts program, and then they would, when you find out, they say, well, they actually would like to become a pastry chef. And, in the culinary arts program, we only have 2 classes in pastry. So, we decided that, rather than just having these 2 classes, we will just expand it where students would be able to enroll in this program and be able to do more in pastries.
And are there any plans, I guess, moving forward for more degree programs in the future?
Yes, we are at present. I guess
yes,
we have another chef that will be,
coming on to Morning Edition that will possibly be talking about our bachelor's degree program in culinary arts. So look for more at the University of the Bahamas in the Culinary Arts Department.
All right, Chef Saunders and Mosley Roll, thank you so much for joining us here on the Morning Edition, and all the best to you and your team over there at the University of the Bahamas. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And it's about 3 weeks to go before Christmas, and to spread some holiday cheer, a 12-year-old boy is embarking on a charitable project to give the washing room facility at the Persis Rogers for the Aged a major facelift. We caught up with the budding philanthropist just a few moments after his class in Western New Providence to get more insight on his upcoming project.
I'm looking forward to helping the elderly and other establishments that doesn't have that much supplies.
Next week, 7th grader at the Windsor School, Erin Hanna, along with several partners, will make every effort possible to begin transforming this dilapidated washroom facility for the elderly at the Persis Rogers Home for the Aged into something they all can boast about. The small space has been in a state of disrepair for years and will cost about $5,000 to fully renovate. However, it's charitable work young Aaron says he's excited to dive into.
My mother and my grandpa are inside the Elks organization, and it's kind of a thing that my mom and my grandpa have been doing, and I would like to do the same thing. Some old folks don't have that much equipment for them to have that much nice things inside their rooms and other places. So I'm trying to put up a GoFundMe account online for them. We need 10 washers. No, we need 5 washers and 5 dryers, and I would like to start donating to it.
Aaron's mother, Tamika, says she's extremely proud to see that her son has tenacity, empathy, and the gift of giving, especially during the holidays.
The washing machine idea came up because the Princess Margaret just had a need, and I went and I did a site inspection, being in construction, and our family's in the laundry business, and his grandfather, who he's just so close to, Aaron has had a great time helping to assist this year with Papa, and we realized that, there's just this innate part of him for helping. I said, Aaron, what about the washers and the dryers? I said, let's not give them used. Let's try and get them brand new. And we spoke about it, and he said, yeah, that's a great idea. The elderly need their own things because of COVID. The sanitizing and everything is very important. They live in their own community, and it's better for their whole washing facility and everything to be together.
Head of the middle school at Windsor, Smitty Daniels, says he is also proud to be raising amazing students like Aaron, who are eager to give back to their communities in a major way.
And we're just so proud of the young man you're becoming. I've gotten to see him grow throughout the years, and he's just turning into a spectacular young gentleman, and we're all really proud here at Windsor School.
Meantime, Aaron gave this tidbit of advice to his peers seeking to do charitable work.
Don't worry about COVID-19. You'll be just fine, and don't worry about anything.
Well, we might have missed last year due to the COVID outbreak, but the Governor General resumed his annual visit to the Princess Margaret Hospital on Monday. Under the theme, A Celebration of Hope, His Excellency viewed the recommissioning of 2 wards and visited the Children's Ward. Jimmy Swain was there.
The COVID pandemic prevented him from doing, but Governor General His Excellency the Most Honorable Cornelius Smith happy to be touring the public health care facilities. On Monday, he was greeted by the Minister of Health and Wellness and senior officials of the Ministry of Health and the Public Hospitals Authority at the legacy entrance of the Princess Margaret Hospital. The GG's first stop, the Children's Ward. Before moving on to the recommissioned Male Surgical 1 and the Medical Surgical East wards, blessings flowed from Father Sebastian Campbell before the ribbon was cut for His Excellency to tour the updated facilities. Health and Wellness Minister, the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville, says the new wards address bed capacity challenges.
And adding 19 beds on the med surgery ward and additional 14 on the male surgical ward is very important at this time. As you're aware, we just came through a very difficult third wave of COVID-19. And if we look at the wards, there's negative pressure, which means that these areas can be used to treat patients who are COVID positive. And so for us, this is very important to add this additional capacity to the Princess Margaret Hospital.
Now that the wards are open, Minister Darville says patients will be moved in. As for the cost of renovations,
we want to increase the amount of patients that can be seen with these specialty clinics and services. And this break that we have with admissions for COVID would allow us to do it while looking at improving the services at the Princess Margaret Hospital so that, God forbid, we find ourselves in another wave. I believe that with manpower training and working out the logistics, we would be in a better position with these new wards now coming on stream.
And Dr. Darville says they are working to address staffing needs with nurses being recruited to work abroad.
We have been in discussions with the Nursing Council. We have had discussions with the unions as it relates to try to fill in the gaps. From my initial assessment, we have been informed that there is a deficiency of some 30 specialty nurses, and we need to move swiftly to see exactly if we can find them.
Now, should there be a 4th wave of COVID as anticipated by health officials, the added bed capacity brought on by these new recommissioned wards should assist greatly.
We head to the break. We take a look back at today in Bahamian history. On December 7th, 1881, the Isle of June, described as at the time as the largest vessel ever constructed in the Bahamas, was launched. Also on December 7, 2000, the Ocean Club on Paradise Island reopened after a $100 million renovation.
Well, Bahamian coach Gillette McPhee-McQuinn and the Mississippi Running Rebels women's basketball team are off to a hot start in the college basketball season. After a win on Sunday over Cincinnati, the Lady Rebels now sport an 8-1 win-loss record.
I knew it was going to be a fight. Coach Michelle is someone that has beat numerous Power 5 teams, coached on the P5 team, and now her team is getting ready to transition into the Big 12. And so I respected them from the jump, and I knew that they would be very competitive. As far as we're concerned, you know, we have to figure out how to mature through these games. I did not think that we executed our defensive game plan in a great way, and we got exposed. Just giving up multiple 20-point quarters is uncharacteristic for us. But nevertheless, it's a road win. We got exams coming up. We're going to take advantage of this week to tweak some things.
At one point in the fourth quarter of Sunday's win, the Lady Rebels scored 11 straight points, and that was the difference in the ball game.
We just said we're going to have to sit down and we're going to have to dictate and disrupt. We're going to have to defend at a high level. And I thought that we did that. We made plays on the defensive end that allowed us to get out and transition. And then offensively, we took care of the ball, executed, and started playing strong.
Well, slowly but surely, local sports starting to pick back up again as the country continues to navigate through the COVID-19 pandemic. Sports Minister, the Honorable Mario Boleg, recently addressed when school sports here in the capital may be back underway.
I know GSSA has sent in their protocols in relation to seeking permission to start high school sports. I spoke to the president, Varel Clark Davis, just 2 days ago. I saw her a proposal. It was sent on to the Ministry of Health, and we're hoping that it'll be favorable. And based on the national protocol safety that is in place, it seems to meet up to the standards.
Minister Boleg also spoke to the return of other sports which have yet to resume.
The non-contact sports, like golf, like volleyball, like baseball and softball, we believe that they can get under the way right away. And then the contact sports like basketball, if you look this weekend, they had basketball in Grand Bahama, but 70% of the student athletes were vaccinated. And then they still had to provide a negative antigen test. So based on what's happening in New Providence, until we get back to school face-to-face, the coaches would not be able to find out how many of those students are vaccinated. And that is not predicated that the student wanted to, but because of the parents take the initiative to do so. And I believe if that is done here, we should be able to see contact sports on the way.
Well, Bahamian coach Gillette McPhee-McQuinn and the Mississippi Running Rebels women's basketball team are off to a hot start in the college basketball season. After a win on Sunday over Cincinnati, the Lady Rebels now sport an 8-1 win-loss record.
I knew it was going to be a fight. Coach Michelle is someone that has beat numerous Power 5 teams, coached on the P5 team, and now her team is getting ready to transition into the Big 12. And so I respected them from the jump, and I knew that they would be very competitive. As far as we're concerned, we have to figure out how to mature through these games. I did not think that we executed our defensive game plan in a great way, and we got exposed. Just giving up multiple 20-point quarters is uncharacteristic for us. But nevertheless, it's a road win. We got exams coming up. We're going to take advantage of this week to tweak some things.
At one point in the fourth quarter of Sunday's win, the Lady Rebels scored 11 straight points, and that was the difference in the ball game.
We just said we're going to have to sit down and we're going to have to dictate and disrupt. We're going to have to defend at a high level. And I thought that we did that. We made plays on the defensive end that allowed us to get out and transition. And then offensively, we took care of the ball, executed, and started playing strong.
Well, slowly but surely, local sports starting to pick back up again As the country continues to navigate through the COVID-19 pandemic, Sports Minister, the Honorable Mario Boleg, recently addressed when school sports here in the capital may be back underway.
I know GSSA has sent in their protocols in relation to seeking permission to start high school sports. I spoke to the president, Varel Clark Davis, just 2 days ago. I saw her a proposal. It was sent on to the Ministry of Health, and we're hoping that it'll be favorable. And based on the national protocol safety that is in place, it seems to meet up to the standards.
Minister Boleg also spoke to the return of other sports which have yet to resume.
The non-contact sports, like golf, like volleyball, like baseball and softball, we believe that they can get under the way right away. And then the contact sports like basketball, if you look this weekend, they had basketball in Grand Bahama, but 70% of the student athletes were vaccinated. And then they still had to provide a negative antigen test. So based on what's happening in New Providence, until we get back to school face-to-face, the coaches will not be able to find out how many of those students are vaccinated. And that is not predicated that the student wanted to, but because if the parents take the initiative to do so. And I believe if that is done here, we should be able to see contact sports on the way.
A group of local restaurateurs bringing sushi, a traditional Japanese dish, to the inner city. Take a look.
Sold within Nassau's bustling city center is a new spot that's not your regular native eatery.
We were looking to bring sushi and burger and gourmet meals over the hill. All of the fancy, highfalutin restaurants that serve sushis and whatnot, they're on the coast. We try just to bring it to the people, so people wouldn't have to drive all the way out to go get a nice meal, a decent meal.
Managing Director of Bass Burger and Sushi, Cody Walker, among the creators of this new concept. The Bahamian-owned restaurant has only been open for 4 months and is already grabbing the attention of tourists and locals.
It's been a good clientele. We had people for all the demographics. So you have the young and the old, the middle class, high end, just to come and enjoy a meal here. And business has been successful so far. We had some time and effort. We had to really model the restaurant to how we desired it to be for the particular clientele. We want you to feel like, hey, I'm not on East Street anymore. I feel like I'm, on the port side. You want to feel like you're in a different area.
Even I got a chance to create my magic and light the grill.
Into this.
The restaurant is also cashless.
We don't take cash. There's no reason for thieves to come in and steal, and there's no reason for employees to commit any theft of any kind.
These Bahamian owners are hoping to carry this concept to other city centers and ensure they create a lasting imprint and memorable moments to last a lifetime.
That looks good, Desmond. A year ago, the Omiko Experience launched its foundation by giving away $5,000 worth of grocery vouchers to residents of East Grand Bahama. This year, the founder says they are planning to do even more. Here's Romiko Knowles.
The Omiko Experience is back for a second year doing what they do best, which is giving to those in need. Last year, the foundation provided thousands of dollars in food vouchers to Grand Bahamians, and this year, he says they're taking it a step further.
So this year, we're going to actually do it even bigger. We're going to give $6,000 in grocery vouchers, and that can be ham, turkey, groceries, whatever is more important for the person that is going to receive. And then we're actually going to throw $1,000 vouchers in there for gifts. And I do believe that after this interview, the gifts is going to be even more. I believe we're going to have a bigger amount for the gifts.
He says their goal is to help over 100 families.
I looked at the price of ham and turkey. They are very expensive. So it might seem small, but I know it would be a blessing to a family that they don't have to pay almost $50 to $100 for one turkey or one ham.
Not long after the first giveaway, His brother and cousin died as a result of a tragic accident on Queens Highway. As a family man, he says their deaths delayed some of the foundation's plans, but it didn't stop it. This year's theme for the giveaway is Live to Give.
I'm excited about seeing the people again. I normally do it as a big party in my yard. So when they come to receive their grocery vouchers, they have food, they have drinks, I have Christmas music. So we're going to try to bring the Christmas spirit back through our giveaway. And so I always talk about dignity. And so we always do things so even though we're helping someone, you always gonna have that dignity. We don't want you to feel like you just come in begging for something. You are just in a position that I can be in by next week.
Now the giveaway will be held on Saturday, December 18th, beginning at 1 p.m. If you would like to receive a voucher, here are the directions.
We are located in 13 Orlando Drive, Arden Forest. It's by the new gas station. Once you take it right on the gas station, it's the fourth left, and you cannot miss the house. You'll see a big solar and a tent set up in the yard with ribbons and tables and everything gonna be set. Because like I said, we normally do it as a celebration and a party. So you can see it. We'll probably have balloons by the stop sign and everything also. So they would, once you come to 13 Orlando Drive, they'll see it.
And for those receiving vouchers, the foundation has partnered with the new Sawyer's Fresh Market located in the Lucaya area.
Desmond, it's all about giving this holiday, and so we're going to put out that appeal we were talking about yesterday to have persons to call us in to give us some Christmas stories that they want us to share with them on the news. So
it's heartwarming to see people. Things are so expensive. Even you go in the grocery store, some of the meats are high prices, but it's good to see that somebody's giving back this holiday season. Very, very good. You've got the trivia.
I noticed the answers in the trivia. I know you said it off camera. You said that it was Saint Nick was one of
but I couldn't figure out figure out the next name. But we've got a winner, right?
Yes.
Gary Cumberbatch.
Yeah.
He's the winner for this ornament here from Janae's. Chris Kringle. I never would have thought of that. And Saint Nick. I thought about Saint Nick, but I never thought of Chris Kringle. Anyway, you're the winner of this beautiful ornament supplied by Janae's. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning. It's been a great show.
It's been a great one. And tomorrow we're going to be cooking. You're going to be cooking again tomorrow.
Yeah, I've got to see how that turns out.
And be sure to stay tuned into the ZMS Network for news as it happens, TV and radio updates throughout the day. Then you can tune into the Northern Edition at 6:30 and the Bahamas Tonight at 7. And that's it for us this morning, Desmond.
That's a wrap. Counting down the days and nights before Christmas. I'm going to everybody's house to eat. So see how that goes.
Have a great morning, everybody.
Thank you.